Message to Goodluck Jonathan as he indicts Tinubu and INEC lament over Nigeria politics. Here are the news in details. Wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, you are welcome once again to Biafra Unite channel/television this very moment. Today's date is 26th of February 2025, and I have breaking, or should I say, a very important information for every one of you listening to my voice right now from where you are all over the world. Jonathan Ebele Goodluck, the former president of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, has indirectly indicted Tinubu, who happens to be the current Wayo president of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So this very message is for Jonathan Ebele Goodluck. So I want you to pay very good attention, and once you come across this very news, make sure that you share it so that it gets to Jonathan Ebele Goodluck, because I have a very important message for him. And as you can see, we will be reading this very news from one of the Zoo media platforms, Sahara Reporters. And according to their own title, they said, "You can't get accurate vote count in Nigeria due to many ghost voters," says ex-president Jonathan. You can't get accurate vote in Nigeria. He said you can't. That means there is no hope, even in the so-called 2027, although Nigeria's existence to 2027 is hanging on a tree. Yes, it's actually hanging on a tree, because we are not sure. Nobody is sure, including Tinubu, who is currently preparing himself for 2027. He is not sure if the zoo will last till 2027, especially if the Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa is released as quick as possible. Now, let us continue and read this very news in full details. And they said, speaking at the Yaga Africa Reflection Conference on Democratic Elections in West Africa in Abuja, Jonathan emphasized the need for integrity within the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Former Nigeria President Goodluck Jonathan on Tuesday raised doubt over the credibility of Nigeria's electoral system, attributing inaccurate vote counts to the prevalence of ghost voters. Oh, say it go. Oh, say it go. Jonathan has finally found his voice to speak against the impunity of Fulani that is controlling the INEC and, of course, the presidency of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. So let's continue. Speaking at the Yaga Africa Reflection Conference on Democratic Elections in West Africa in Abuja, Jonathan emphasized the need for integrity within the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. He urged INEC officials to prioritize ethical conduct over potential pressure, stating that resignation is a more honorable option than compromising the electoral process. In Nigeria, you can't get an accurate count of votes. I believe that we have too many ghost voters, Jonathan declared. Your cry just the start. I'm telling you. If you are pressured to do what is wrong, you should be able to resign and walk away. If we don't have such people managing our electoral bodies, we are in trouble. First of all, he is currently indicting INEC, meaning that INEC should be scrapped and new body formed, or bring new people into INEC, people who cannot be easily, influenced. People who cannot be easily influenced by the politicians for them to do their bidding. Yes, bring this type of people into the structure, and then politics. In fact, that is the beginning of politics. That is the beginning of politics, where you allow people to choose their leaders, and the vote of the people is counted while their voices are heard. But I have a message for Jonathan Goodluck. Let's continue. The former president's remark come amid ongoing concerns about the credibility of Nigeria's elections, particularly following the logistical challenges, violence, and technical glitches that made the 2023 general elections. You see, now he is indicting Tinubu. He is telling Tinubu that you, Tinubu, and your position as the so-called Mr. President of the zoo, you are illegitimate. You are not supposed to be there. That is what this man is indirectly telling Tinubu after he has already indicted the INEC, meaning that INEC is not functioning. That the reason why INEC is being formed in the first place has become useless, because with INEC, the voice of the people cannot be heard and their vote can never be counted. Now, let's continue. Despite the introduction of the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, and the result viewing portal, IREF, by INEC, the polls were criticized for falling short of expectations. You never see anything, Jonathan. I have a message for you, but let us continue and read this in details. Jonathan also criticized the regionalization of Nigeria's electoral process, describing it as a significant barrier to electing capable leaders, meaning that Tinubu is not capable. He noted that regional and religious biases have infiltrated the system, even influencing predictions by religious leaders. I love this place. I love it. I actually love this place. Look at it. He noted that regional and religious biases have infiltrated the system. Now pay attention. He said, even influencing predictions by religious leaders. Number one, he said that this shenanigan has influenced the predictions by religious leaders. So meaning that anybody who comes out to tell you, I know who is going to win an election, or this person is going to win an election, and that person is claiming to be a religious leader or even a prophet, that person is lying to you, because this whole ethnic bigotry and all of it in the zoo by I am a Fulani man, I am a Northerner, I'm the one who's supposed to rule, it is my turn, a Miloko. It has all influenced, the predictions of the so-called religious leaders. Now, as if that is not enough, this same place also tells us that what they usually do is prediction, not, assurance. Not prophecy. It has absolutely nothing to do with prophecy. You understand? What they do is prediction. Even those who are not being influenced by political, so-called political elites, those religious leaders claiming to be prophets and pastors who are not yet influenced with their financial powers, meaning that whatever they tell you is all about prediction. There's nothing, it has nothing to do with prophecy. Now let's continue. When the electoral process is so regionalized, we are going to have issues, he said. If our system, before I continue, first let me analyze this. Maybe this is where I will start sending my message to Jonathan Goodluck. Yes. Now, according to him, he said, when the electoral process is so regionalized, we are going to have issues, he said. Now, it is in the open that the zoo politics and politicians always play regional, religious, and tribal games in politics, in the zoo politics. We all know this. So, therefore, Ebele Jonathan Goodluck, haven't you seen that such a thing can never stop? No matter how much you preach, it can never ever stop. This regional, tribal, and religious politics that they play here has nothing to do with the true democracy that we are talking about, and there is no end to this very type of dangerous politics that they play here in the zoo. Haven't you seen it? Haven't you seen it, Jonathan? Is it not the right time you stand up and say, no, this cannot happen again, let us divide this entity and let everyone go their separate ways? Jonathan Ebele Goodluck Is it not the right time? Since you already know these things and you also know that it's not going to change, it can never change, no matter how much you preach. Can't you use your position and call for division of the zoo? Can't you use the position? Or do they also have your secret? Does Fulani have your secret? Do they know what you know? Or do they even know what you don't know that you did? Or what you don't remember doing? Do they have your secret? Are they going to come after you just the same way they will come after all the Igbo criminal politicians who have looted in the past and currently looting? Do they have your secret, Jonathan? Did you loot? Did you steal? Did you rob the people? And Fulani is aware, Britain is aware. Why can't you, if you are innocent, use your office and your position to call for total disintegration of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, so that everybody goes their separate ways and, of course, develop in their own pace in their nations? Of course, he cannot do that because I believe that they have his own history. They have his own secrets. He said, if our systems for electing leaders are not fine-tuned to the level that the voter card will work, then what is the point of democracy? Who will I ask if you ask me? Jonathan Ebele, Goodluck. Mad people everywhere. He said, the former president called for a robust electoral system that ensures transparency and accountability, stressing that democracy can only thrive when votes are counted accurately and leaders are elected based on merit rather than regional or ethnic considerations. You see, he said transparency and accountability. The Fulani that runs the government of the zoo, or should I say the Fulani that removed you from Asorok. We all know that Fulani removed you. They used Jega to remove you. Now, since you are talking about transparency and accountability, do you think that Fulani that removed you in Asorok will ever allow transparency and accountability in the zoo? Knowing fully well that if they play the politics of accountability and transparency, they will lose. Fulani will lose woefully because even their own Fulani tribe in the zoo cannot vote for their leaders. Yes, oh yes, I make bold to say that. Yes, because you cannot vote for a terrorist to come and rule you. He is going to terrorize you until his tenure is over. You can't vote for somebody or people with questionable characters, people who are already known to be terrorists, sponsoring terrorism in the northern part of the zoo. You cannot vote for such people. People who have, cockroaches in their cupboards cannot be voted even by their own people to lead the entire nation. Did I even want to say nation? The entire Zoological Republic. So they will lose. And they will never ever smell the power again. If you bring transparency and accountability, the likes of Tinubu can never ever smell a sorok. Yes, even P2B can never ever smell a sorok. If you are talking about transparency and accountability, because I will first of all ask you, for complete 8 years he ruled Anambra, is there anything to write home about in Anambra? As in, P2B was here for 8 years. What did he do? Did he give us free education? The answer is no. Did he build road networks? The answer is no. Did he give us steady electricity? The answer is no. Did he give us basic infrastructures and amenities? The answer is no. So what did he do? Next one, they will come on my comment section and tell me, oh, he paid the teachers. That is a shame. Is it my responsibility, me as Odinanwa broadcasting here on Biafra Unite TV, is it my responsibility to pay teachers? It is one of the common, responsibility of every leader, be you governor or, president, to pay your workers. It's not my responsibility. So any governor that pays teachers cannot boast of, paying teachers or working for the people. No, because it's your responsibility to pay your workers. Now, they said, Jonathan also highlighted the challenges facing other West African nations, citing recent elections in Sierra Leone and Senegal, where allegations of voter intimidation, ethnic tensions, and controversial results undermine the credibility of the polls. You see? Now, let me finish it. In contrast, He commended Ghana's 2023 general elections as a model of peaceful polling and smooth power transfer, despite limited technological applications. Nigeria must set an example by conducting clean and peaceful elections, Jonathan asserted. As a country with significant influence in West Africa, we must lead by example in upholding democratic principles. Who are you telling this nonsense? Fulani? The former president's call for reform resonates with growing demand for transparency and accountability in Nigeria's electoral process. Just the play. If the zoo stays till 2027, the same thing will still happen. All this, your useless grammar, transparency, and accountability does not imply. In fact, Fulani doesn't care about this nonsense because they know if such a thing happens in the zoo, they will lose. So my direct message to Jonathan Goodluck is for you to join hands and call for total disintegration of the damnable Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria. If you can do it, the better for all of you. Thank you, my people. To salo numozia and make it go viral.